not ideal for Suning. Oh, but can Showmaker save it?
Shockwave! Flash is not available for Showmaker, continues to step forward. One Fung's Mystic shots don't find the targets. He's shut down! The Dragon's going low. It's picked up by Suning. They get themselves the soul punch.
They win the fight.
That's a flash forward!
There is a reason that he has style in his name, as he is styling all over Damwon.
Bin sends him
Penta,
packing.
Penta, Penta.
Goes, gets caught out. That's the Quadra. Looking for it. Bin will pick it up. Get the pentakill for Bin and Suning Gaming. Oh, that's a big root. The flamethrower comes out, cleanses well. Flash forward, 100 HP, turning the damage back up to Huanfeng. Teleports come out, Huanfeng's heal, and Flash has already been used. The Comet Spear comes out from Beryl. First blood, and today Damwon Gaming will shut down Suning. Damwon will silence Shanghai, and Damwon Gaming are your season 2020 World Champions.
Now that is more like it. That was a good Worlds Finals, the best one since 2016, surely. In the history of Worlds, at first it was Korea that dominated, then China brawled it out with Europe and came out on top, and now with Damwon Gaming winning, has Korea returned to the throne? The answer is nobody really knows, and that might be an amazing thing for League of Legends. Alright guys, really quickly, I'm going to point you towards that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. You can also let us know in the comments section what kinds of videos you want to see next on the channel, or you can email us at tips@thescore.com. There was a time not too long ago when you didn't need to know much about League of Legends to guess who would win Worlds. It was probably going to be a Korean team. In Worlds 2017, Samsung Galaxy beat SKT1 in the finals. The fall of the SKT dynasty dominated headlines, but it had also been the exact same two teams in the finals for 2 years in a row. In fact, from 2015 to 2017, only one region appeared in the finals, Korea, and of that, only 3 unique orgs. If you compare that to the last 3 years, there have been 3 different regions and 6 unique orgs. Back then, we had become used to this. It seemed like the exact same story every single year. Teams from all over the world would battle it out, but it seemed inevitable that the Summoners Cup would be returning to Korea. Fans even began to dub Worlds as simply LCK Fall Season, and to be honest, it might as well have been. With no Korean team making Worlds Finals for 2 years straight, it seemed like those days were long gone, but one team seemed to deny the narrative that Korea had fallen off: Damwon Gaming. Although their spring 2020 had been a bit lackluster, it all seemed to come together for summer. They went on a 16-2 rampage, eventually demolishing DRX in the finals to become one of the favourites to win Worlds 2020, and that's exactly what they did.
People who have watched competitive League of Legends for a long time are always very quick to jump back to this era of dominance that was 5 world championships in a row, the last 3 of which were between Korea, both teams in the finals. The difference here is that this was clearly Damwon as far above the rest of the world as they were above the rest of the LCK. Because you mentioned only the few losses here at Worlds. They only had a few losses in the entirety of the LCK in the entirety of summer. So I think that is a big differentiator here.
A Korean team has won Worlds once again. But the one thought I had while watching Damwon lift that trophy was not how strong Korea was, but how strong Damwon was. Their 3-1 victory over Suning Esports involved a masterful control over objectives as they successfully staved off Suning's aggression and slowly pulled them apart across the map.
I just started writing them off, but here come Damwon. That's the engage from Nagari. Everybody on Suning is low. The barrel is danced away from by Canyon. A double kill for Beryl, and Angel is running for his life.
The series looked close after Suning took Game 2, but Damwon just stepped it up a whole gear in Game 4 to silence any claims that they weren't the best team in the world right now. The other 2 Korean teams just didn't seem to come close to Damwon's level. Damwon had swept aside DRX 3-0 in quarters, and G2 had done the exact same thing to Gen G. While many will use Damwon's victory as proof that Korea has returned to contending for the title, it looked to me like only Damwon deserves that badge.
When you reach that level that Damwon has, there's no bans that are going to push them out of the game. There's nothing that you can really target. Damwon is a very well-rounded team, and when you begin to look at these band-aid solutions that we maybe saw in play, and so maybe in group stage, pick the Ornn for simplicity. When you want to beat a team like Damwon, you can't look for band-aid solutions. You need to have everything down to the pin. DRX had one strength, which was the early game, and maybe they could piece it together, but even that was something that Damwon had full control over through their bans, because DRX didn't have as much flexibility like a Damwon.
This was a team apart from the rest, and there are other similar stories too of teams being head and shoulders above their regions. Is Europe good enough to win Worlds, or is it just G2 and Fnatic? And although China undoubtedly has a deeper pool of contenders, perhaps it's time to start looking at teams as individual entities whose fates are not bound to the reputation of their regions. Teams can be strong. Regions are officially unpredictable. Apart from NA, of course. Good old reliable. Okay, so let's say regions don't matter anymore and we should set a team's expectations based purely on how they play. Great. So what? Well, if Riot want their World Championship to be more than just a World Championship in name only, then they need more legitimate title contenders. Once upon a time, it was only Korean fans that expected or even demanded that their teams bring home the bacon. Over the past few years, you can add China and Europe to that list too. Damwon blocked any talk of a new Chinese dynasty. Their victory told the world that even if your region has its ups and downs, a team doesn't have to. And by doing this, they have helped inject a very important ingredient back into international competition: mystery. At its very core, competition needs an air of mystery in order to grab people's attention. Back in the day, there was only so many times you could watch the Lakers or Man United win before it just got boring to a wider audience. That is why we dislike a one-sided finals. That is why we love an underdog story. If anyone can easily guess the results of a tournament, then it loses a part of its appeal. During the era of Korean dominance, the guesswork was pretty limited. You knew a Korean team was probably going to win Worlds, and they were probably going to be called SKT.
SK Telecom have overcome every challenge. They are the undisputed best team in the world. The SKT reign continues. They win their third World Championship.
The mystery for the rest of the world became who can stand up to Korea the best, who can dodge a Korean team in their group, who can take a single game off a Korean team, and after a while, these aren't very fun questions to ask. And while a handful did go toe-to-toe with them over the years, the results generally felt like a foregone conclusion. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved seeing Korea play the game at such a high level. I just wish things were more open back then. And it's a little bit ironic that it's a Korean team, Damwon Gaming, that has made me feel like things are more open again. We have really come full circle. I feel like a team's fortunes aren't so dependent on the region they're from, and there's more competition because of that. Even the 2020 finals themselves are evidence of this. I think we can all agree that was the most competitive finals in years. Not only did we have two completely new finalists from two different regions for the second year in a row, it was a 3-1 that felt extremely close. When Suning's bin absolutely popped off on Fiora and got this pentakill, it felt like we had a real series on our hands.
As Damwon on the full retreat, SOFM hops over the wall, finds himself a route to Nagri. That means he cannot interrupt anyone else. He's being chipped away, melted, he's done, he's dead! That's it, Canyon's finished as well. SOFM hops forward, Ghost flashes defensively and rooted in place. Bin sends him packing. Ghost gets caught out, that's the Quadra, looking for it. Bin will pick it up, get the pentakill for Bin! And Suning Gaming in the World Championship Final!
I want more of that. I don't want regional dominance to return. I want fans to truly believe that a team from their region can win Worlds. That injects a sense of mystery back into things. That brings a real sense of global competition into what is supposed to be the most global of all competitions. I'm glad Damwon are keeping things interesting. I'm glad they have risen above their region to show that a team can make it whether or not their region is on top. It's anyone's guess who will win Worlds next year and what region they'll come from, and as a league fan, that's incredibly exciting.
This year, you think it was pretty good Worlds, but I'm not really sure if you're being authentic with us, because I know that you have a team that you like that went 0-6.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I caught that. No, I don't remember that at all. No, I actually supported Damwon from the start. I think you've got it all wrong. I've been a Damwon fan, oh God, at least 15 years, 20 years maybe. I've been a Damwon fan. It's just the way it is, you know.
Liar!